Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tiffany and in today's video we're going to talk all about my favorite items that I am always on the hunt for when I go antiquing or when I'm looking through thrift shops, and I wanted to share with you how to bring in vintage antique charm into your home for an affordable price. And let's go ahead and get started. So I've made a little bit of a collection back here on my countertop of some of my favorite things that I'm always on the hunt for when I am antiquing. My favorite pastime. I love to do this on a Saturday morning with a fresh cup of coffee. Just go walk around your favorite antique shop and you'll always find some really great steals to just bring into your home and bring charm and coziness. So the first thing that I am always on the hunt for are Crocs. Now I am kind of a Croc addict. In fact, my husband and I joke that it's actually more like crack for me, if you will, because this one's really heavy. I have such an affinity for Crocs. So this is a big 4-gallon Croc. I'm gonna put it down because it's very, very heavy, but they are actually called pickling jars. That is what they are used for. And the number on the outside is how many gallons the Croc actually is. So they're beautiful and they're made out of stoneware. They are just such a great way to display greenery. You can put plants in them. I have one in my kitchen that has some antique rolling pins and antique kitchen utensils. They are wonderful for flowers. They're just so very pretty and you can literally do anything you want with them. I recently picked up a 6-gallon one. It is out on my front porch. I found it on Facebook Marketplace for $30 and I was beside myself with joy when I found out the price of that, because usually what you're typically going to pay for a Croc is about $10 a gallon. So if you've got a little one that's only a gallon, it should be somewhere between $10 and $15. And then they go up from there. Most of them will come with a lid. This one did not. My 6-gallon did come with a lid. This is a 4-gallon. I also have a 3-gallon. I think I have two 2-gallons and one 1-gallon. So I've got a ton of them. If I see them, I buy them. I never let a good priced, beautiful Croc pass me by. I will always buy it because I just think that they are such a gorgeous addition to any home. And they just bring in that cottage rustic vibe. And I think that they are perfect. So if you ever see these, grab yourself one. I have a flag on Facebook Marketplace for Crocs, vintage pickling jars, those types of things. So that way, anytime they're posted, I can take a look at them. And you can find ones that have a darker color on the bottom. I like mine to be this really pretty off-white color. I just think this is the most gorgeous. And I don't care if they're a little beat up. The 6-gallon one I just bought is pretty beat up, but that's okay. My goal for that is to put some of that beautiful green verbena in it that you can get at Hobby Lobby. I think that that would be absolutely stunning on my front porch for spring and summer. So I am working currently on gathering items for a front porch makeover, you guys. I cannot wait to share that with you. I am redoing the front door. I have a whole plan for where I currently have the bench. I have something new planned for that. I've been getting big Crocs for the front porch, and I have some other really fun ways to just cozy up that space. So make sure you're subscribed because you're not going to want to miss that. Along with the vintage Crocs are vintage stoneware vases. So I've got this one here. I recently showed this to you. The blue stripe is coming out a lot lighter on camera, but this is actually part of spongeware, I believe. Yesteryear's hand turned in Marshall, Texas. Anything that has a stamp on the bottom is ideal when you're buying stoneware or vases or pottery or anything like that when you're antiquing, because that's a good sign that it's actually antique, vintage, that it's actually, you know, real. This one, you're not gonna be able to see this, I don't think, on camera, but it has a lot of like cracks or chips in the finishing, which I love. I think that that brings so much extra additional charm to it. Right now I have some seeded eucalyptus and some faux sedum in this. This is from Target. I think it's all from Target, and I think it looks so pretty for spring. This one did come with a lid as well. I think I paid $15 for this jar. The woman who was working the cash register, it was from her booth at the antique store, and she was like, I almost kept that because it's so pretty. But I was so glad that I was able to find this. So keep an eye out for any kind of stoneware jar like this or vase. They're so pretty, styled on your dining room table or on an entryway table, on your sofa table, on an end table, anywhere. They're just so pretty. I've even seen them kind of just lined up on the counter empty, and they're really beautiful. And I recently saw this picture, I'll put it right here for you, of some beautiful antique Crocs just kind of lined up on the floor, and they are so pretty. I love this. You guys know I'm a maximalist. I love to just pop in touches of charm in every little nook and cranny, and taking advantage of floor space like this is so gorgeous. So definitely something I am always on the hunt for when I am antiquing. Really anything that's made out of stoneware or, you know, antique crock like that is gorgeous. So that kind of leads me to the next item I'm going to talk about, and that is pitchers. So this one is from Roseville RRP Co., made in USA, and it is stamped. So here is what that looks like on the bottom, like I was mentioning. But this is what this one looks like. So pretty. I actually just have this hung in my coffee bar, just on my mug rack. I think it looks so pretty when, you know, again, just brings in some charm. I have another beautiful antique vase or pitcher here on my island, again from this same line, same colors, just so very beautiful. And these again just bring in tons of charm. You can use these actually if you want to clean them out, use them for water. I have a little pitcher back on my counter here that I use to fill the water bowl as well as our ice maker. But you can just have them on display. You could put some flowers in them. It could be a bud vase. It could be, you know, a little propagation station. So many things you can do with these, and they're usually incredibly affordable. This I think was $8, and which might be expensive to some for a little tiny pitcher, especially one you may never use. But again, I just think they're so pretty, and you can just stack them on things. You know, right here I have them stacked on this antique group of books, and I just think it looks so pretty. So another thing I'm always looking for, and again, they have kind of that same color wheelhouse, nothing too stark white. I know a lot of people will collect ironstone when they're antiquing, and that's that beautiful like stark white pitchers and dishes, soup tureens, those types of things. But I typically, I think those are stunning and gorgeous, and I've considered getting a few for my home too, but I typically will lean towards more of this like stoneware color, something a little bit more lived in. So love any kind of stoneware that I can find. The last thing I want to point out when it comes to stoneware is spongeware, which is this bowl here. I did pick this up at my favorite shop, Scranton Shops. It does have some stamping on the bottom. This does say Roseville, Ohio, and this says 12-inch pasta bowl, which is from the same line as this one. But I love this spongeware design. I think that this is so quintessential for a cottage vibe. If you have a French farmhouse style going on in your home, I feel like my house is a mixture of farmhouse, French farmhouse, and cottage. I feel like I kind of blend those three styles, and spongeware I feel brings in such a beautiful romantic touch. You can always find spongeware in your antique shops. Probably, I would say 9 times out of 10 when I am antique shopping, I always find some kind of piece of spongeware. I also have another beautiful one that I have a plant in my living room in. I feel like it's a little wasted there. You don't see it as much, but I try to kind of open up the curtains of, leaves, if you will, so you can see it. And so beautiful. I'm gonna be looking for more for spring and summer. I love to decorate with American flags for the summer. And how beautiful would a spongeware pitcher with some white hydrangea and some American flags look? That would be so pretty. So I'm definitely going to be looking for more spongeware, but that is always something I'm looking for. This big giant pasta bowl, I think I got for $12 and I would have paid $40. I love it that much. I love it so much. I would have paid anything for it, really. The last item I would say kind of in that pitcher, jar, stoneware thing is any kind of black metal piece that I can find. So this is a black milk jug. It is incredibly heavy, so I'm gonna show it to you and then I'm going to put it down because it's really heavy. This one definitely isn't as beat up, but I'm always looking for black metal. Again, that's such a very farmhouse touch, but I feel like it brings in a lot of contrast into my home and it makes anything else kind of pop. And I also have a really pretty oil pitcher in my coffee bar area that has some fern in it. No, I think it has some eucalyptus in it. And I just love these. This one currently lives on my sofa table. Again, I think it brings in a lot of charm, but these are always easy to find when you are at the antique shop. You can always find metal pieces. I got my copper teapot at my favorite antique shop, Scranton Shops. You can also find galvanized pieces, and I'm currently on the hunt for some antique or vintage metal watering cans. I'm looking for multiples because I want to use them for my new porch garden decor, and so stay tuned for that. I already found some, but you can also look for these as well, and any kind of metal piece just looks really pretty and brings in a different type of texture in your kitchen or in your home, really. I already kind of mentioned antique kitchen items like rolling pins and utensils. I also have this sweet little antique pepper mill. I have like a food masher. There's all different types. I have an antique mixer, like a metal mixer. So looking for these little items that you can kind of tuck into little places in your kitchen brings so much charm. I love it. This was probably $5. You can buy these items very affordably, and these are very easy to find at thrift stores. So always looking for some kind of sweet little antique style, item to bring into your kitchen. You can even bring in antique charm to your laundry room. So I picked up these antique clothespins. Look at these. Look at how cute these are. And they may not be, actual antique, but they look antique, and that is what matters to me. So I put them in this little jar right here, and I keep these in my kitchen. Or in my laundry room. I think they're so pretty. And the other item that you can always find at an antique store that always looks beautiful is a sad iron. That is what these are called, S-A-D, a sad. That is, I don't know why these old antique irons are called that. I think it's the person who designed them or created them, but they are ridiculously heavy. They're made out of iron, you know what I mean? And you were supposed to put them over fire and then use them to iron your clothes, and they come with like this little stand right here. So these are gorgeous. They look so pretty in a laundry room, just styled on the counter or on a shelf. And again, I think they bring in such old world charm. And this one, I love the color. I think this one is like a really great, kind of darker color. I feel like it doesn't really sit, oh, there we go. I say it doesn't sit on the bottom very well, but I figured it out. But so pretty, and I think I paid I don't know, maybe $10 for this, like such a steal, and you can always find these. Again, kind of goes back to that metal item, but just looking for antique versions of things that you would have in your home are a great way to, you know, bring in that charm. Also in my laundry room, I have an antique washboard hung on the wall, and I think that looks so pretty. Again, just another way to bring in the old into your new and, you know, have it on display. It looks really, really pretty. The last item I want to talk about that I'm always on the hunt for when I'm at my local antique shops are books. I am always on the hunt for vintage books. These books were published in like the 1900s. Let's see. This first one, 1915, this second reader. This is, I think, all about, I think this is like an English, I almost said an ELA book. If you're a teacher, you know what ELA is. But no, this is actually a storybook, and this other one is grammar. Look at this though, but the spines are so pretty. And even if you did them this way, so very pretty. But these, you know, any kind of book styled with, you know, antique items on top of it, like just so pretty. You know what I mean? Like this is just, and then you put something green or have some greenery coming out of this, and books just elevate, you know, that style. They act as a little riser and they look so pretty, and you can just have them lined up with just their pages showing. These are typically hit and miss. So the ones that I've purchased here were $10 or less. I typically try to spend no more than $10 on an antique book, unless it is stunning, giant, gorgeous. I have to have it. But I typically will try to spend $10 or less. I think I got one of these for 10, one of them for 8. I have a green one that I also think I got for somewhere around 5. And then I also have, I think, a red one for Christmas time. But I'm always on the hunt for these. These are something I'm actively trying to add to my collection. I want way more. I just feel like these are so easy to plug into little corners, and on my peg rail, I feel like they're easy to style. Again, you can use them as a riser. You can, you know, have them this way with their beautiful spine, this way with their pages, and they look really, really gorgeous. So I'm always, always on the hunt for these. That, my friends, is everything that I'm typically on the hunt for when I go antique shopping. Of course, there are always going to be things that catch your eye, but these are the things that I always am looking for, things that I know if my friends see, they're going to snag for me. So often they'll point things out. I love to go antique shopping with my friends because we'll point things out for each other. This will look great in your house, and your house, and your house. And it's really, really fun. So when you go antiquing, you know what you're looking for. Sometimes if you're new, it's overwhelming. You're like, what do I even buy? How do I even style this? And just go on Pinterest, look up, you know, ideas for things that you find. If you are a vintage Croc lover and you're just not really sure how you would pull that into your home, go on Pinterest and look for ideas. There are tons and tons and tons of pictures of vintage decor, antique decor, farmhouse, cottage that brings in a lot of those elements, and they look so very pretty. The other thing I want to remind you before I end this video is to check Facebook Marketplace always. I probably check it 2 to 3 times a day. I literally check it every single day. I have so many different things flagged. So right now I have those metal watering cans flagged, copper teapots, vintage Crocs, or you know, pickling jars. I also have like desks, antique desks, and side tables, and I think that's everything. Maybe antique mirrors, any kind of antique really, and you can just search it every day. You can look up certain things, or you can just scroll. It's so fun to scroll it. So I'm not like a TikTok watcher or anything like that, but I am a Facebook Marketplace scroller. I will scroll the heck out of Facebook Marketplace and look for good things because I have found so many incredible steals. My sideboard in my family room is a $25 Facebook Marketplace find. $25. $300. Those things should be, I mean, I probably should have paid no less than $300 for it. It was in mint condition. It was perfect. And I've actually roughed it up since getting it because I wanted it to look, you know, a little bit more aged and loved. And the people who owned it before used it, you know, as a buffet in their dining room. And my little half circle table is from Facebook Marketplace. My mirror and my entryway, so many Facebook Marketplace finds. So just constantly be scrolling on there and you are bound to find some goodies for sure. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a big thumbs up. That really helps me and lets the YouTube algorithm know that you enjoyed this video and that others may like it too. Shares the love, so that is a great way to help grow my channel. I would really appreciate that. And if you aren't subscribed, make sure you do. Come back for more. I post 3 new videos every single week, and I would love to see you in the next one. Take care, my friends. Happy antiquing.